hit and run accident. Oh, there you are. Everybody move in.
You guys are not here. Good afternoon. My name is David Galarza. I'm with the Justice Committee, National Council for Puerto Rican Rights. We're here today, sadly, unfortunately, the family, Jason Tirado, his fiancée, his little girl, his cousins, his friends from the Lower East Side and beyond, activists, elected officials, people of goodwill and conscience throughout the city, because we're outraged by the despicable failure of the grand jury in the city to indict, kill a cop. A cop who in cold blood murdered Jason Tirado back in October of 07. A cop who shot into a car of unarmed civilians, left them to die, did not turn himself in for 19 hours. Injustice, parlance, I think we're supposed to call that murder. The NYPD calls it all in a day's work. So we're here to say that we're outraged by this inaction. We will not rest until Jason gets justice. We don't buy it. The DA Morgenthau says that some loophole prevented this police officer from being indicted for murder. You can kill somebody with a car, flee the scene of an accident, and get indicted and charged with murder, but you can shoot somebody and get away with it? Somebody who's supposed to be holding the law, somebody who knows the law, supposed to de-escalate situations, not escalate them, somebody who should not be drinking and driving under the influence of drugs or alcohol in the middle of the night, shooting innocent civilians. We're here because we have a lot of people who are outraged and who know that this could have happened to anybody here today, any one of us, and we need it to stop. We have elected officials here who want to speak to this. We have Irene, Jason's mother. No mother should have to bury her son. No fiancé should have to bury her beloved. No little girl should have to live without her dad. So without another word, I'd like to Irene Tirado to say a few words.
I want to speak to you as a human being. I don't have to hear myself. I give mom or Gigi or whatever. I am a mother. I was cheated out of this hearing. On Tuesday, you all heard he turned in his badge and he turned in his gun, and one night you blink your eyes. Thursday, he's a free man. Was I in there? Never. Did they bring through, like when he says my son had a gun, when he fired twice? My son did not respond. If you bring that to the jury, you could measure the difference that he chose to murder my son. It was a thrill. He shot my son, killed him to the back. And what my son thought about, I must save my friends. And one of those friends, they already stole my son. I was not in the jury. This is my ticket. I thank you all. Because of this noise, I already earned my ticket. But he has to respond why he left my son and didn't call. I thank you all, and I thank God. Because I know there's a little loophole and I'm gonna find it. In the name of Jesus, thank you. What do we want?
Justice!
What do we need?
Justice!
We want it now.
Lisa Claudio, Jason's fiancé.
there. She asks us questions every day. She wants to know what's going on. She wants to know what happened. I feel like it was wrong. It's not right at all that you just gotta go with her. You can't hang out with her. You don't gotta be able to report.
Somebody who's always been presente, always been an advocate, not only for her community, but indeed people that have been brutalized and assaulted unjustly by law enforcement. The council member from the Lower East Side, Rosie Mendez.
Thank you, Ms. Mendez. Thank you.
I joined my community here today because we lost a child, a son of our community. What happened to Jason has happened to others, and it should not happen again. This officer is guilty of leaving the scene of a crime. He is guilty of dispensing his revolver into a moving car. He is guilty of not turning himself in for 19 hours. Guilty of not calling for backup when he thought he might have harmed someone or needed assistance. But he does not get indicted for the murder of Jason Tirado.
Guilty of murder!
There is something wrong with this system when someone can shoot their revolver, leave the scene of the crime, and whether they're a police officer or not, it is not a crime. DA Morgenthau says he's going to look for legislation at the state to make it happen. We're going to make sure he does that.
Justice! 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 For who? Jason!
We are also going to keep an eye. We are also going to keep an eye on DA Morgenthau because in too many cases of police brutality and police murder, the DA does not prosecute fully, does not prosecute wholeheartedly. And in this city, where they say you can indict a ham sandwich, I guess that's the only pork they're going after. They ain't going after higher slices of pork today. We are here to stand by the family. We are outraged. We want justice.
For Jason!
We want justice for Jason and for others who have gone through this. Earlier today, Sean Bell's father joined us and marched with us for a while. How many more Sean Bells and Jason Tirados will there be? There will continue to be more unless we prosecute killer cops. Thank you.
No justice! No justice!
Listen to the public. He said that my son They had to get off the drive. There was an accident. So state trooper ordered my son to move out. So I see Dirty touched the corner of his car. His car is up here. I don't know the name. I think it's Cherokee. Jason is a racing car. Okay, so he's calling Jason bad names. Jason did too. So Jason says, oh, I got something for you. While my son reached to the back, his car has a flush. Just go with the way. He couldn't move. So he fell because he reached to the back. He feared for his life and shot myself. Not one time, not two. He waited a special time, measured the score, and shot the last fatal shot when my son Now tell me, isn't that murder? It's murder! He was strapped down. He was dying. Please, can you tell me that wasn't murder, please? He was young, he has a little girl. I have no answers. Why? He says I never loved him before. So you initiated your gun when my son's blood? And then my heart and anger. Is that you? Commissioner County, give permission, millions of dollars to train these so-called men. And you're telling me that one single guys already say what happened. May I feel better? Thank you.
Another long-time advocate for our communities. And when this incident occurred in East Harlem, City Council member Melissa Monteverdi.
I think everything has been said, and I join my voice in the outrage of this double standard of a justice system that we have that is just unacceptable. This is becoming all too common and occurrence in our communities, and I can completely understand when our young people and our constituents don't have faith in the cops that police our neighborhoods or have faith in the justice system. All you have to do is look at a case like Jason Tirado and see what has taken place and understand that there is grave injustice in the city of New York and that we must stand strong and raise our voices against it, because if we stay silent, we are colluding with that very injustice, and we cannot do that. The fact that this individual, an off-duty cop, he was not on duty when this happened, the fact that he was able to flee scene of a crime and leave for 20 hours and come back and not be indicted by grand jury, that now as a community, as family members, we have been denied an opportunity to be in the courtroom and look eye to eye with the individual who took the life of Jason Tirado, and to see him for what he is, a killer, is something that we cannot allow. So I am here joining my colleague Rosie, the family members, and everyone that is tired, sick and tired of the injustice, and we will continue to march, and we will continue to support every family member, every individual, to ensure that justice is gathered here in New York City. Thank you.
Last thing. Listen, we could shout, we could march, we could really say everything. Bottom line, we the people, we elect these people. If the other person, commissioner, was not good to not doing his job before Kelly, somebody took him off. Kelly's not doing his job. What are we doing? Talking, marching, and what else? There's got to be a loophole. They don't stop it. We got to be changing judges, policemen, and district attorney. We got to. We are the ones having kids killed and giving no answer or respect. I leave everything to God. That's faith.
Finally, and thank you for being patient. But Jason's cousin, Marie Ramos, wanted to say a few words.
I'd like to say that NYPD is supposed to serve and protect our community, and by all means, I don't think our community feels safe, and I'm speaking of myself and everybody else, and I would like to know who are they serving, because they're not serving us. They're protecting themselves. We don't even feel safe anymore. I can't even sit on a bench and worry about if I want to scratch my head or something, and a cop is walking by worrying about if I'm going to get shot. That's not right. We don't even have freedom of speech. What do we have left? Well, we have everybody. Everybody standing behind us, my family, we're fighting for everybody, for rights, for everything. We're going to keep fighting. Whether if it takes 5 years, 10 years, we're going to make sure that down the line, whoever's in our situation, some answers, hopefully, some questions they'll have answered because of what happened to us and people before us. But I just think it's wrong, and I think to serve and protect, we shouldn't even be part of their local. I really don't think so.
Finally, one more person that we can always count on, and I think I'm speaking for everybody here when I say this, somebody who really, deserves to be called the people's lawyer, because that's what he's been for so many years. Norman Siegel wants to say a few words.
Last week's decision by a grand jury that sat in this building not to indict the police officer who killed 25-year-old Jason Tirado. I don't have the answer why. What I can tell you, though, is that once again raises the issue how New York City and New York State handle cases like this. The way the cases are handled is that the local district attorney investigates and prosecutes these cases. We know in this crowd, many people know that there's a built-in conflict of interest between the DA and the police department. The DA and the police department work together hour after hour. So we cannot continue to allow the status quo. We cannot continue to allow the district attorneys to be the people who investigate and prosecute cases like with our son. What the answer is a permanent, independent special prosecutor who has the power to investigate and prosecute these cases. Only then will we get accountability and justice. Too many times, I and others that are here today come and cry out for justice and do not get justice. And one of the reasons we do not get justice is because the system is unjust. It's unjust. We need to change it. Otherwise, we're all going to be here again and again when there are other people who are the victims of police misconduct. It's not exclusively, but it's disproportionately in the community of color community, African American and Latino. Too often the victim is an African American or Latino, like in this case, a 25-year-old Latino male. So, what do? We need to continue to ask for the permanent special prosecutor. And Governor Patterson, if you're listening, you used to be with us, with elected officials like this one and this one, who stood with us. Now you have the power. You have the power, like Nelson Rockefeller did in 1974. You have the power through an executive order to create a permanent special statewide prosecutor. So we, the people, can finally have confidence and trust in the system that tries to get accountability for us. If we don't do this, history will repeat itself again and again. And we are tired of being out here over and over again calling for justice. This should not happen again. Thank you.